Welcome back all, this is Daz from Model Road Techniques. So up this week we're going to look at digital command station controllers and some of the things you probably should consider when trying to buy one or even upgrading your system. So whether you're a seasoned modeler or just a beginner or somewhere in between like myself, choosing the right system, I believe, could make or break definitely your bank if you're going to spend too much money, or definitely enhance or hinder your experience when you're running your train. So currently the rig I use is a Roco capital Z21, is currently hooked up to my layout, so I'm not going to pull that out at this point in time to show you what it looks like. However, the other ones, my test rigs, are this Digikai's DR5000. So they're being upgraded, is my understanding, by a company called Yamorka or something similar. So yet another model railroad company is the acronym for it, and their command station is the YD710. And if you're more budget friendly, you also got the DCC EX range, which is all pretty well plug and play to a certain degree, but you need to have some sort of electrical knowledge and working their software. But there are some videos around how you go about doing that, and I've done one myself, so I will link that in the description below. A lot of fun if you're into Arduino. So imagine running multiple trains at once, controlling custom lighting and sound effects, all without complicated wiring. That's the magic of DCC, but you have to pick the right DCC system for you. So stick around in this video. So what I'm going to look at doing is I'm going to go through some of the essential features I think you should be looking for when choosing your DCC system. And trust me, by the end of it, I think you should have a reasonable appraisal that you too can make the right decision in your journey into DCC. So without further ado, let's get started. You're probably thinking, so I'm not any expert in electronics, so don't worry about that. I'm going to guide you through this process. I'll try to keep it as straightforward as possible and cover the basics so you can feel confident in selecting the best system for your setup. So I've spent the last couple of years playing around with a lot of DCC systems on both small and large layouts, and I've learnt what features make a user-friendly system, versatile and expandable. First up, ease of use. Especially if you're new to digital command control, you want a system that's easy to navigate. So you want to look for intuitive controls like this. I like sort of the big numbers, very simple type controller. This is a Roco Z21 Wi-Fi controller. It's got clear buttons. You can, right now it's on locomotive mode. You can go between that and put in a DCC address for a switch command. It's quite easily to go into menus by holding the menu button down if you want to just quickly do some programming on the fly, locomotives, programming settings if you want to go and loc and the like. Then you can come just back out, and also the locomotives, you just access all your functions via the numerical button. If you want to go up to 16 and above, you just push the up arrow there. So most of all, I believe you want a controller that's pretty well just straightforward and comes with some sort of, it's quite solid in construction. Yes, this is plastic, but it's also been dropped a few times. You can add a tether to it if that's what you want to do. What I like about this is the ergonomic design, and also my favourite thing is you really notice when you turn your locomotives off, it's a real sort of click in the middle there. Some controllers that I have noticed, you can sort of just slowly leave them on and it'll just start, the locomotive will just keep on creeping forward. PCBWay offers a variety of services ranging from PCB production and assembly to 3D printing, CNC machining, sheet fabrication and injection molding in a variety of materials. If you do not have the correct tools for the job, you can quickly upload your Gerber file for a PCB and press enter and get a quote in no time at all. This makes PCBWay a good option for your projects. Compatibility with existing equipment. So this is assuming you're even upgrading, but probably if for the beginner out there, what you need to look at doing is, okay, so anything, this command station's got quite a number of options. So it's got LAN Wi-Fi, it's got a protocol called 88 or S88N, but the big ones you need to, and not so much I wouldn't worry about these bus side of things, but I think the biggest takeaway from this video is, as long as it's got some sort of LocoNet capability. So LocoNet, coined by Digitrax, a trademark of theirs, is a protocol or communications bus. So there's actually an absolute myriad of different modules, such as signal turnouts, occupancy detections, other sort of decoders. So it's just a matter of, as crudely as this, out in your layout room, plugging it in. And the beauty of it is it's just daisy chained, so you got to use LocoNet T, because this is for boosters. And then from that I can just daisy train these to the next module, and then to the next module, and then to the next module. So this is this one here is an Arkamora occupancy detection, the Loco Next, which is going to be released by Nico at Arkamora very soon. And this is just self-made, so this is an interface that goes from LocoNet into the Arduino world. So from that you got other types of stationary decoders. I'll just unplug that so we can actually see. With that we've got ones like this. This is yet another an Arkamora, where the DCC, so you've got your track output, you set up some sort of bus, so two wires literally go to two wires that come out of the track output here into some sort of bus formation, and I'll put something up on the screen what I mean by that. And then you program these with an address, whether it's this one will be say address number 1 from 16. So this is known as a stationary decoder, so you can program things such as signals, turnouts, and layout type lighting. And I have done previous videos on this, so I will link them in the description also. So the beauty of this is my test rig, the DR5000. As I've already explained, this has been superseded by another company. So the beauty of this one, it's also got its own programming track, which comes very relevant for DCC. So you can program trains, stop, start, sort of how fast they take off, how fast they stop. There's a whole myriad of really fun things you can do, and quite prototypical as well. So probably whilst we're on DCC command stations, I'm also I like, particularly this, the Roku Z21, have got sort of like a web interface where you can actually go into all the settings of all these different communication buses and the Wi-Fi and everything like that, just to that's how you sort of program it. So what that does from my point of view, that sort of keep a very graphical way of programming your DCC command station. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Other brands do it via the remote control. So we'll look at a few of these offerings on the DCC command station side of things. So the three I'm going to pick out just briefly here, we're going to look at Digitrax, NCE and Lens, which is just going to be very brief overview. So I personally don't have any of those, but I have used each one of these, so I have a reasonable working knowledge on how they work. So the first one we'll look at is Digitrax. So it's obviously known for its comprehensive and scalable type system with a wide range of products, including multi-train control, sound capabilities, and advanced wireless options. It's designed to be highly customizable, making it a strong choice for users who want some great control over their layouts. The system may be a slight steeper learning curve, but if that's for you, it's got obviously the versatility there. And also we can have the one system you can either have come in at entry level right through to advanced setup, which it's very good. NC is a little bit similar to obviously Digitrax, known for being obviously user-friendly and intuitive interface, especially suited to newcomers and those who prioritize easy use. They offer a range of products from starter sets to more advanced systems with handheld controllers that are widely appreciated for its simplicity. NC has touted as a plug-and-play approach, allows an ease of expansion, making a flexible choice for most modelers. And number 3, Lens, you could argue was sort of the forefather of our DCC, them and probably Markland. Lens systems are robust and reliable, often seen as an industry standard, especially in the European sense, known for high quality components and solid performance. They provide dependable control with features like Railcom, which is a bi-directional communication with locomotives for more detailed feedback, which we haven't really touched on today. Lens is a good choice for those who prioritise reliability and quality, although it can sometimes be pricier than other systems. So obviously I've shown you what my holdings, which is the Roku Z21, and also my test rig, which is the Digikai's DR5000, which is no longer in production, unfortunately, but there are other options that are very, very similar. So I suppose you're going to ask, you've come along to watch this video, which digital system's for you? So I suppose the only advice I can give, and I'll pick out these top three. So personally, I had a lens system and I went away from it because it wasn't as customizable as I wanted to. I couldn't get into, it was a little bit harder to get into the LocoNet side of things without some other componentry. So whereas my understanding, NCE and Digitrax, definitely you can get into more advanced train control, which is what I wanted to do with LocoNet. I've used an NCE hammerhead type controller. Once you sort of learn it, they are reasonably intuitive. However, they're not the most, I believe, they're not most comfortable remote to use. So that's going to come down to personal preference. And also the Digitrax, obviously the stock standard remote, I'm not a big fan of. Obviously too many buttons and not as intuitive for me, but I think not using one but seeing some of the reviews, I think I might actually buy one myself. The DT602, and I think it's a 601, which it's a little brother, look really, really nice and very, very they look comfortable in the hand and also very intuitive and just a basic layout with your buttons. So I suppose moving forward, what would you choose? Now, probably the only thing I can suggest is what are other people in your area or people you run with in your groups are using, so they can help you out. So if that's Digitrax, go for Digitrax. If that's NCE, go for NCE, Lens, Roku, or whatever it is. So I went for Roku purely because other modelers in my area were using these types of systems. So that's probably the best advice. That coupled with obviously the economic side of things and ultimately what you want to do. So what you think you're into now, maybe in 10 years time, it might not be. You might be into train automation. So anything with LocoNet will fit the bill there. All right, so they're the first three or so essential features to look for when choosing a DCC system. So obviously we talked about the easy use, compatibility, and expandability with a little bit of versatility in there as well. So remember, picking the right DCC system is, I believe, not only investment into your layout, but into the experience of running your model trains. So stay tuned for further videos on such subjects where we'll probably dive a little bit more deeper into the DCC world. And also in the links below, I'll put a link to my Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee fund. Every little bit counts. A big shout out to those people who have already helped the channel out to keep the content right. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that little bell icon to be notified of upcoming content. And until next time, keep those trains rolling.